Hey Matteo, how are you doing?
Good, thanks you.
Thank you so much for coming for the event.
No problem. Thanks to you guys.
How do you find the event, by the way?
It's very good. It's very nice. Lots of people and nice talks. It's very nice.
And that was a great presentation you did, Matteo. I must say, so one of the things that interested me is what you guys are doing in the data space and the kind of transformation you're doing in DBS Back. Do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you a bit about myself and what I'm doing there. So I'm actually leading two groups there. One is the data engineering group, and the other one is the global API group, and that's specifically related to the talk that I had. And so what we are doing is very simple to some extent, very simple from a concept, but not so simple from an implementation point of view. We're actually building a complete API layer which is cross-country and cross-source system for the entire bank. So any application, any groups that want to build an application on top of the bank's API can do it easily like they would do, let's say, a Facebook API or Google APIs.
Got it. That's pretty cool. And coming from a bank, which is typically, you wouldn't expect that from a bank, so that's really cutting edge and in some sense path-breaking in terms of what you guys are doing. So one of the questions I thought about was, obviously you're using Aerospike for your data platform. Why is it that you chose Aerospike? What is the reason behind choosing Aerospike among the various choices that you had for the data platform?
So we evaluated several options before choosing Aerospike because, for us this is a very critical product actually, because this is the public-facing API serving all the customer of the bank for every application. So we went through a evaluation of different products. We were looking at multiple key value stores because of the performance, but we wanted some more stuff. We wanted, for example, support for secondary indexes. We wanted an architecture that was fully scalable, distributed, shared nothing design. So these are the reasons why we chose it. And of course performance. I mean, evaluating different databases. On top of that, performance of Aerospike, hybrid support for flash and in memory. That's basically what all these multiple things led us to choose Aerospike versus other similar products, our key value store that we consider.
That makes sense. Great, that's a great answer. So in terms of what you guys are doing going forward with Aerospike and your larger platform, you talked about Kafka, you talked about how you're using Avro in a session, and obviously Aerospike, right? So across these technologies that you're using, what's the roadmap? Where are you going towards with the data that you're collecting? What's the plan in terms of the data that you have?
We are a platform in the bank. So we don't really care too much about the final application. I consider our group as an enabler. So we offer a platform to store and serve the data efficiently through API. So we have to make it possible for any group of the bank to consume data as fast as possible. So that's our mission. Of course, we are working on increasing the number of applications, the number of domains that we support, but our mission is basically create the API layer that is can serve the customer as fast as possible, and that is where the Aerospike, what we call a shadow database, really comes into help.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much, Matteo, and hopefully you have a great session. Great time at the event while you're here. Thank you so much for the presentation and the interview.
Thank you.
Great having you over.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.